Hello Toastmasters, my name is Jordan. Actually was a previous member of Toastmasters, but then back in, I think it was 2012, I had to take some time away. And part of that is, just kind of how life happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. In 2011, I was in a very serious car accident where I was T-boned on my driver's side. I broke a few ribs and they had to open me up, take my spleen out, get ruptured, so I had to get rid of that guy. And unfortunately, there was some bleeding of the brain, so that led to mild brain damage and whatnot. And in turn, I have a little bit of short-term memory problems from time to time, but through speech therapy and physical therapy, a lot of those things were recovered. And there's only a few minor things that you might notice that a normal person should be able to remember, but I would forget. For example, if I meet somebody new today walking out the door, chances are I will forget their name, but I will never forget their face. So it's just kind of one of those things. And then following that, in 2012, my parents got a divorce, which is, oh, sorry, before I continue on with that, that is the car that hit me. That's a terrible, terrible picture. I'll pass it around later, but it was a 15-passenger van. So,
Wow.
yeah, guy ran a red light, and thankfully he stayed admitted to everything, so I chose not to sue him for all he's worth, but I could have very easily, because he was completely at fault. Anyways, let's see. So yeah, that's me. We don't have to look at that very long. So, yeah. And then, oh man, let's skip ahead. I'll leave it there for a second. So 2012, I, after my parents' divorce, kind of was a little bit angry and furious with them, so I didn't really want much to do with them. So when it came time to choosing a new girlfriend, I didn't ask and talk to anybody, just did my own thing, very much so. Chose to kind of fight the odds, which was I should be emotionally withdrawn and not wanting to start any new relationships, but I did, and very thankfully so. Her name's Bailey, and she is now my wife today. I'll get more into that in a second, though. Let's see. The divorce brought me and my siblings really close together, and after a few months, maybe about 6 or 7 months, my dad, who I hadn't been very close with for my whole life, we actually became very close, and we saw each other about every week for 2 years. And I think it was more therapeutic for him than it was for me, but honestly, it was very, very meaningful time with him. And unfortunately, it's only last week that I really started to close things up with my mom. So things are better, but it's a slow healing process. And yeah, oh man, me personally though, I think for the first year after the divorce, and my wife can attest to this because it was not a good thing, I had to drink myself to sleep with a bottle of tequila like every couple nights. It was pretty bad. So even though I'm pretty young, you could say I was practicing alcohol tendencies, which was really not good. But thankfully, because of my wife and my family supporting me, that brought me out of that, and I'm very, very grateful for that love and support. Now, back to my wife. We met at church in 2010, I believe, and she was my friend throughout my car accident, but it was only one night at bowling with the worship team that she really caught my eye. I was like, we should hang out sometime. And when I asked that question, this was a result of the brain trauma, I didn't realize I said it out loud. I was thinking it in my head. She turns around and looks at me and goes, "What did you say?" And I realized the mistake I made because she already had a boyfriend. So I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to, be a jerk and step in and ruin things. And so I was like, oh, just friends, we should go get coffee or something. Because coffee is very neutral grounds, right? And it doesn't mean anything, but it could mean something. I don't know. And so essentially, things kind of moved forward from that. She confessed she had feelings for me ever since she met me, even though she was dating this other guy. So lo and behold, we are now married today, and we want kids, but at some point, and we're very happy with the way things are right now. During my time in Australia, which that was very abrupt, it actually put a partial close to our relationship. And then when I got there, because her whole thing was that she wanted to get married and go together, and I thought getting married was, a little too fast. I'm like, we've been dating for 2 years, but I think we should maybe slow things down a little. And so I was like, I'm gonna go on my own. She's like, well, if you go, we're done. Okay, fair enough. And so I got there and I set foot on the shore, and I was actually right here looking over the city in Australia when I realized I made a terrible mistake. I should have come here with her, because there was nobody else I wanted by my side and nobody else I wanted to share that with. So yeah, that was a very eventful thing. I thought I had, nope, that's too fast. I thought I had a picture of her and I Skyping, but I don't. And we Skyped just about every night while I was in Australia. And we decided that when I got back, this is actually the day after I got back, we went to the courthouse and got married. Now, my family wasn't really ecstatic about that, but her family, this is her father right here, was very, very inviting and took us in. So I'm very, very, very happy with them. And things with my family are getting better, slowly but surely. And so I'm running out of time. I'm going to wrap it up. But the point I wanted to make today is there is a lot of things pushing against me and pushing against where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, between my family splitting, the car accident, and Australia and the things I thought I had to do there. But even when all the odds are stacked against you, you can't give up, ever. No matter what it is you want or how far to reach it seems, you can always get there as long as you don't stop trying. Thank you very much.